Hello everyone. I am about to start a new field guide journal. Now I know I have this other one going. I've got this wildflower one going, which I will continue to work on. But I had this idea for this one and it has just been kind of gnawing at my brain. So I have to at least get the cover done so that it stops gnawing at my brain. So I want to do this one a little bit differently. This is a really nice bird field guide. And it's a slightly older one. You can tell the older ones have the all the maps at the way back. It's got these pages are a little glossy, but they have a little bit of a patina on them. And I really love these kind of didactic pages at the front. And this one is from, I got it on eBay from 1980. Oh, not that long ago. So all I've done to this so far is I kind of peeled this end page back just to see what was happening, because it's actually in really good shape. And I can almost pull the cover, the text block apart. So I took the end pages front and back, and I just, usually they're glued to this page, to the second to last page there. So they're glued, and they're just glued right at the edge there. So when you get it, if you carefully peel it away, which is all I've done, it reveals the spine there. So all I'm going to do to start right now, and I should say, what I want to do is I want to completely disassemble this, and I want to enlarge the spine because this is kind of small, and I want this to be a larger journal this way. So I think I want like try a 3-inch spine on this. So this is what I'm going to do. I have a plan, have a cunning plan. Okay, so I'm just pulling that apart, and then I'm going to very carefully, all that's holding it together is some mesh. And I can just very carefully cut that mesh away. Isn't that great? I'm so pleased with how well that worked. Okay, so then on this side, I want to leave the end page because I love that diversity of birds. And can you see now how, I don't know if I can get the camera to see that, but when I'm looking at it this way, I can see through the mesh to just very carefully cut the mesh as close to the book block as possible. And there I have a book block with all these pages that I can now use. All these beautiful color plates and maps. So I'm going to use these in the journal. And then when I'm done with the journal, whatever's left over, I will make a little file folder, envelope folder for, and include the remnants. They're these really nice, what are these called? Something, I can't remember right now. And I can try and pull those off and use those on a tag. I'll just put those to the side. I'll put that to the side for the moment. So what I want to do is I want to leave these end pages intact. And I'm going to trim, see, I think I can trim some of this off without, oh, that might be sketchy. I was thinking I could trim some of the glue off here, but maybe not. So I think what I'll do instead is I think I will cut right along the edge of the chipboard. Like you can see that the front of this book is just your most basic kind of chipboard. So I think I could split the difference, or I could cut right along this chipboard. If I cut right along that chipboard, it's going to be right there. So I think I will do that. So I have my craft knife, and I can just use I won't. I will take a ruler, a metal ruler, and I will protect the rest of these pages. And I'm going to line this up with the edge of the chipboard, and I'm just going to slice right along there. And I have a little self-healing cutting mat under here, so I'm not cutting against the glass. Not because I'm worried about my mat, but because it'll dull the blade. Okay, so there's my cover and my end page. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to pull this end page and flatten out that mesh there. And I'll place my ruler right along where I want to cut and cut away. Now I'm going to save the spine because I have a cutting plan for the spine here. So this would also work really well if you have a damaged spine. This was in really good condition. But it was inexpensive on eBay. So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to reapply this, and I'm going to use this to cover my signature stitches. And I have an idea of how I want to do this as well. No, I think I'll leave that because it's kind of a cool looking edge. All right. So that is that. So how are you all doing? I hope you're all well. It is Sunday. And I said the date wrong yesterday. I think I said it was like the 22nd or something. Like days off. I don't even know. It's like the 20th today, I think. Okay. So here's what I want to do. That's goes like this. And I need to build a new spine. But what I want is a soft hinge. I'm just going to use fabric. So if I do 3 inches, 14 to 11, that is huge. I don't think I want 3 inches. I think I want 2 inches. 2 inches will be sufficient. 3 inches would be like almost a square. So 2. I'll do 2 inches. That looks good. So I need, did I just put my ruler away? What did I do with my ruler? It's not there. Do you guys see it? I don't know. I don't know what I did. That's okay. So I need, this is just shy of 4.5, but I can do it at 4.5. So 4.5 and 4.5 is 9. And 2 is 11. So I need a piece of fabric, 11 inches in width. And I'm going to use this fabric. This is a Tim Holtz fabric. Here is the selvage. It's Wallflower, Birds and Berries. It's Tim Holtz. I've had this for a while. I don't know. He's like discontinued some things. So I hope it's still available. I mean, I certainly love it. So I need, it's not really all that directional. I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. So I need 11 inches. This line here is 11 inches. Is that the best edge? I guess it is because these are all gonna have the selvage. I'm just gonna tear off this selvage edge because I like the raw frayed edge. And I can maybe use that for tag topper thingies. Okay, so that's good. And now I need 11. I said this line here is 11. So I'm going to actually cut it at 11.5 to account for frayage. And I'm just off camera for a second. Bear with me because I'm just folding this up so I don't drop it on the floor and have it be a crumpled mess, which could happen. Okay, so I'm just folding this up. All right, now I'm dropping it on the floor. All right, where it is. So this is my 11, right? Okay, that's my 11. So now I need the height. My height is 7.25. So if I do 7.5, it can have a little bit of a frayed overhang. So it's gonna be 7.5 this way, and this is 8 here. So 7.5 is right. Oh wait, this is 7, so half is here. 7.5 is right here. Is that correct? That is correct. So I'll make a snip, and I will do a torn edge, fold my remnant. Okay, so it's nice that, I guess this is kind of directional. So it is, oh, it's actually, how did that happen? 13. What? What? Did I keep the wrong bit? I think I must have kept the wrong bit. That's okay. So that would give me that 3-inch spine, but I really think a 3-inch spine is a little, should I do it? No, that's silly. I really want a, let me do this way, because this is how it will be. So it's okay. I like having a frayed edge. So that will be there. And then this will go here. And that gives me a little bit more than a 2-inch spine. So like that. So how did I get in it? And yeah, 11.5 was good, was the right measurement. I don't know what I did. That's okay. I will snip this here. Give it a tear. And again, I will save that piece. That's a good piece I can use for something, I am sure. Okay, so now this will have to go like this. And this will go like this. Line that up at the 0 and that at the 2. And that will cover those back pages. Okay. But that is not all I want to do. I also want to have some, I'm going to make a little bit of a sandwich here. So I would like to have some Tyvek, because Tyvek is super strong and long lasting, and I have some remnants of a UPS envelope. This is a used envelope, so if someone sends you something in a UPS envelope, save it, because it is highly useful. So I think I might, do I want to put this on the inside or the outside? I think, see, this is actually needs to be like that. think I do want this. I'm going to put this on the outside. So this needs to be, actually, I think I'll use my cutter for this one because I would like this to be straight. That's not my cutter. Where's my cutter? Here's my cutter. So it needs to be like let's do 3 inches. That gives me a 1/2 inch overlap on either edge. So 3 inches by, what did I say was the height? I said it was 7.5. 7.5. Oh, this is that. I have to pull it out. Here, let me straighten up this edge. And then 7.5. I'm going to do just shy of 7.5 because if it's just shy, that's fine. Okay. So now this is a 3 inch wide by 7.5 inch tall Tyvek piece for reinforcement. This is going to get covered in muslin. So I have some plain thin muslin. And this is, I'm going to wind up sewing my signatures through all these layers. So I want a 3 1/8 inch wide piece of muslin, and I want the height of the muslin to be slightly longer so it covers this entirely. So this seems like we'll do a 3 inch strip. This is 1, 2, 3. I'll go to 3.5. So that there's a little border all the way around, and it allows for fraying. That one I didn't fold. And then that's going to cover that, like that. And then this, I'm going to glue this in here. I should probably sew it, shouldn't I? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to sew around this. I will glue this down. I'm not going to sew around this. I'm just going to glue it down, and then I will come back and show you what I've done, and I'll link the 2 videos together. So hold that thought. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I glued the Tyvek to this muslin piece, muslin, and I used Fabri-Tac, and I have zigzag stitched around the edge. Also have lined up my covers, my front cover at the 0 mark here and my back cover at the 2 inch mark there. And I think they're square on this mat. These mats are so great because they have the lines that you really can make things square. Okay, so I'm just going to run a bead of glue down the outside of each spine so that I am gluing these covers together with the fabric and muslin, I'm sorry, the Tyvek and muslin bits. Now, if you have a heavy-duty sewing machine, it would be cool to sew this, but my machine is really just a kind of a, oops, I just moved that. It's really just a home machine. I need a nice big thick line. It's just a home sewing machine, and it would not handle sewing through all these layers. I've been kind of jonesing for a heavy-duty sewing machine. I had a project last summer where I was using some heavy Dura Cordura and nylon webbing to build, because I was actually building a sling to try and carry rescued ocean sunfish mola mola in, and I have to go back to the drawing board with it, but it was just barely all it could do to sew through a couple of layers of the Cordura fabric. All right. So that, and then once, oh, what have I done with it already? Once I have, oh dear, I've lost my spine already. Do you see it? It's got to be here somewhere. It cannot have gone far. Ah, here it is. Yeah, I need to keep this. I see this going missing again and again. Once I have sewn my signatures in, I'll sew this to another piece of fabric. Maybe I'll sew this to one of these, and then I'll have it another layer there. So it'll cover up the stitches. So I'm going to sew, when I sew my signatures in, they'll go through this layer as well as my fabric layer that I'm about to sew underneath here. So I kind of want to sew it down with this in this position. So I need some clips here because I want to clip these like this. Like that, because I want the fabric to get glued down to all of these layers. So I'm just going to pull this way. I have not done this before. I'm kind of thought about it. I've planned it out in my head, but haven't actually done it. So this could go horribly wrong. We'll see. All right. So now I have this pre-cut piece of fabric that's going to span. Oh, it's not going to span it, is it? Well, that's interesting. Well, I will. It might just reach if I stretch it. Oh, because I didn't take into account. All right, well, we're going to make it work. I'm not cutting another piece of fabric. So the most important things is that it gets glued. I want to reinforce this paper. And I need it to be glued down to the book bit. Oh, you know what I could probably do is I could probably just re-glue this. That's what I'll do. I'll just re-glue this down. Again, this is Fabri-Tac. Here we go. This is working. So here, I'm just gonna let this kind of go. Come on, you. I should have refilled it, huh? Sorry about that. And I'm going to get all a good gluing down on the inside here. Can you see that okay? I'm sorry. I know I have a tendency to pull things towards me, and then it's just out of frame. I apologize for that. Okay. Now I'm going to fold this fabric in half so I get it centered. And then, oops, I almost glued the good side down. Silly me. Did you see that? Did you go, oh no, stop? Okay. So that goes like that. And that gets all glued in there. And then, well, it's gonna not quite reach. But you know what? I can cut the end page. I can just cut it down because it's my book. And it doesn't, I get to do what I want with it, right? Like the Mr. Ross said, it's my happy little world. I'm just gonna pull it this way a smidge because I can just about make it fit. And if I have to fudge it just a smidge, No one will know. Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay. Pull that down. So I've got good contact with the Tyvek, and I've actually got good contact with the cardboard there. I'm sorry, the chipboard and the seam edge of the paper, which is what I really wanted to reinforce. This bit right here, where there's going to be stress, was the most important part to reinforce. Okay, so let's now glue this to the back side of the page. And then I just have to not lose the spine. Have I lost the spine again? I think I've lost the spine again. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to like put a magnet clip on it and magnet it up someplace because that is my brain. So I'm so excited about this evening. A friend of mine has been taking vocal lessons and she's performing with a rock band. I'm sorry. We're all in our mid-50s, so it's great to see people pursuing dreams that they have not been able to pursue because of life. So we're going to the airport grill tonight. And we were teasing her, saying we were gonna bring our lighters. You guys remember Zippo lighters at concerts? So it's very fun. I'm very excited. And we're gonna have dinner. We've got a couple couples going. And it's so funny because we are in our 50s. I'm like, part of my brain is going, oh, but it's Sunday night. I can't stay out late on a Sunday night. I'm going to be so tired at work tomorrow. It's good for us. Okay, so that is that one. So I think this technique would be really good if you have a book whose spine is in poor condition. Oh, it's just about making it. I might not even have to trim it, because once I spread it out, it's okay. It's not, I would rather have it overhanging a bit more, but that's okay, because I think this is going to be well reinforced and sturdy. I really do love this fabric. It's so nice and simple. Hi! My husband just got home. He went out for a walk in the woods this morning. He's president of the local lands trust, so he was out looking at some properties and looking at potential paths and things for those properties. Like trails, like walking trails for open space. Okay, so that is the front cover. Let's see how this looks like closed up. So it's very loose and wobbly, but that will change. It feels sturdy though. This does feel like a nice sturdy spine. Apparently there was some ink on my desk, but that's okay. It's all vintage style, isn't it? So that will be like that. And once I get all of the signatures sewn in, that will be like that. And it'll be kind of like an almost soft cover, because, oh my goodness, what have I done with the spine? Well, like I said, I will find the spine. Oh my gosh. Isn't that always the case? Constantly losing things on my desk, and my desk isn't that much of a disaster. It's just my brain that's the disaster. All right, in any case, I will sew the signatures in. I think I'm going to do 3 signatures. So they will be sewn in here, and then the original spine I will glue back on top of that. So that is my start to a expanded spine field guide to the Birds Journal. So I have a playlist for all my field guides. That will be linked to here, and that is all for today. I hope you all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.